I might just be crazy, but every time I see something about how we have to be careful because the product of sport is waning and it's just not as interesting or as talented as it used to be, I, I can't help myself but think, really? Are we sure that's true? I look at football right now, and yeah, I would agree there's a lack of what I would call the classic nine. But at the same time, I'm seeing this emergence of these amazingly talented players, these wingers, these tens that are starting to emerge once again, thank God. And I thought for a while we were missing tens. But I think we're seeing some phenomenal football, and Vinny Jr. or William Estevan, these kind of players that are emerging can remind you of Messi when he was first coming through, can remind you of George Best, again, a winger. So to me, it's a case of, is football a different product to watch than it was 10, 15, 30, 40 years ago? Absolutely, because I think everyone is fitter, stronger, faster. But I also think because everyone is so much technically better than they used to be, it makes standing out from the crowd actually that much harder to appear just how scintillating you are. But also, talent comes in waves. It just does. I watched the NBA and it was always a big man league, and now it's a splash 'em league, right? Hit it from downtown with the 3-pointers, which never used to be the game. But again, we're starting to see the reemergence of, guess what, the big man, as they start to allow physical toughness to reemerge in the league. NCAA football, I mean, nil is going to completely change that, and this year at least, the inclinations are even better than before because it's now really competitive and lots of great teams have dropped games, and who's going to make the playoffs? It's exciting. The rise of baseball and cricket. Okay, if you're a Jeffrey Boycott fan, you're never going to enjoy baseball. You just won't. It's not the game as we knew it. But to be honest, if you go back and watch highlights of Jeffrey Boycott, what he did was amazing, but it was not entertaining cricket. Did it win matches at times? Yeah, it wasn't entertaining. So what are we looking for? We're looking for baseball. We're looking for grinding out a 5-day test. Interestingly, Formula One this year and next year, I think are going to be great because it's the end of a cycle of technology. 2026, I think we'll see a gap again. But, when you think about what is an exciting product, I think you could always argue that MotoGP and Superbike is a more exciting product in terms of the actual racing to watch with some amazing riders and the constant overtaking, the danger. But, TV-wise, doesn't draw the same audience that you get from Formula One. So, I sit there and I think, is our problem that the actual core product is rubbish? And I just don't get there. I look for it. I certainly have concerns in certain times and phases. I watch tennis and I see Alcaraz emerge, and I don't see anyone else behind him right now. I don't see another Serena, Venus Williams in women's tennis, but there's some great talent there, and I'm sure there'll be more that reemerge. Actually, I would just say the difference is perhaps even more important than when you have great talent is the importance of storytelling and how you film and how you produce and how you bring these stories to life just becomes even more important. So maybe I'm out on a limb here, but I actually think the product's pretty good.